This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayum is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayum, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayum can help. expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty, welcome aboard. Time to rock and roll here on the show. I hope you all are doing well. Hope everything is good in your world on a hump day. It is Wednesday, March 27th. Oh, man. Love it, love it, love it. Bitcoin was teasing us this morning. It went to like 71.4 or something like that. And then it just came right back down to 70,000. Where's it at now? 70,000. 70,023. 69,975 right now. So it's kind of in that same, you know how it is when it was trying to break, well, some of you may not remember, but it was trying to break 20, and then it was trying to break 24 and 25, and then trying to break 30, and then trying to break, so all the different levels. So right now at 70, we have like a we're stuck there at 70 at the moment. It looked like it was going to make a run to 75 because it's about to pop. It's going to pop any minute now to 75, 80,000 like that. But who knows when it'll happen? We'll see. We'll see. As I told everybody, you're going to regret that the dip didn't last longer, which right now you're at 69.7 now. So a little bit more of a dip now. So even better. So anyway, we'll keep you updated with that, of course, like we always do, because we all have, a horse in the race, as they say. Last night, the Heat and the Panthers lost. And I got to tell you, I don't know how many of you have done this already, but Heat games are boring sometimes, bro. And last night I was, were you guys bored watching the Heat game? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody out there? Was that like entertaining? And then I put the Panthers, and I know they lost, but there's zero comparison to watching the Panthers and watching the Heat. It's just like with the Heat. Ooh, nice. 69.3 now. There's a little bit of some kind of a shock dip here. Anyway, so it's just one of those where, I look at the Panthers and it's all there. The Verhaeghe goal last night was freaking sick between the legs and all that. That shit was awesome. By the way, it's 69.420. Spark it up right now. Anyway, so you look at it, and it's just a team. When I look at the Heat, they're just there. They're really, it's not special. And I guess we're waiting for the postseason now because, if anything, you should see that last night, they don't give a shit about the regular season. Jimmy just doesn't care. Dude, you were at the tennis tournament all day. And so now you're sick, so you're not going to play. Well, wait a minute, but you missed too many games, bro. There's a reason why you're at the bottom ringer of the standings, and you're going to be again a play-in team. That's what's going to end up happening for the Miami Heat. They'll be a play-in team. Right now, as it stands, I'm going to look at the fresh standings right now in the conference. They're number 7, okay, at 39 and 33, which, by the way, they're tied with Philadelphia at 39 and 33, who's at number 8. And, the Bulls are way out of it, 34 and 38. You shouldn't fall to 9 or 10. But the bottom line is you've already played 72 games. There's 10 games left. What kind of a run are you really going to make? You know, and I know, oh, let's get to the 6th spot, right? But they're not even better than the Pacers right now. And they have a player, their star is unreliable. They have one star, and he's unreliable because you just don't know when he's going to play. We have 10 games left in the season, and the dude is still taking days off. I don't give a shit that you were supposedly sick yesterday. Well, you were all day at the tournament the day before. I don't want to hear this shit, dude. Maybe your priority should be not sitting out in the sun all day, and then you got a game the next day since you're old, since you're worn down, since your body can't work it anymore, since you can only hang on to the postseason because you cannot hold up throughout the whole regular season. You can't help your team in their positioning. You know, it's just, I get it, dude. If we get a great postseason, we forget about this, right? What happens if it doesn't happen this time around? People will not be as forgiving anymore for Jimmy Butler. You know, in the end, look, this run will be a successful run. Okay, it's the only way you can label it because you've been to the finals twice and the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times. That's as successful as any team could possibly, even with stars. That's a successful season. This is only a star and a part-time star in that. But it's just, it just gets to a point where, Ray, you're wrong about the victory cigar, by the way. Anyway, it just gets to a point where it's just disrespectful. I mean, being a season ticket holder, that's a joke, dude. That's a joke. To sit there last night and say you paid for that shit? Because I had to watch that shit. I mean, I casted it aside to the second TV. I watched the Panthers mainly because the Heat game was just boring, dude. Boring. It's what it is. It's boring because they're not a good team. They're a bunch of role players out there, you know, and you're just hoping that they overachieve, basically. And that's what we're hoping again in the postseason, that you overachieve. You know, you look at the Panthers, they can be the best. Actually, they've been the best team in the league a lot of times throughout the season. Okay? They've been the best team in the league. That's not something that he could claim. I heard somebody mention how the Heat and the Panthers are in the struggles right now. And don't ever do that. Don't ever compare the Heat and the Panthers right now. I'm talking about this season right now. Okay? The Heat is just a mediocre team that has the best coach in the NBA and gets them to overachieve and do things that no one else would ever make them do. If it wasn't for Spo, that franchise would be dead in the water right now. Let's be honest. Okay? Dead in the water without Spo. So you look at the Panthers, that's a real loaded team, bro. Loaded. You know, and that's where it's not even close. And they have a chance to really win the title. They're exciting. They're fun to watch. They're real. They give a shit. They play hard every game, every period, every moment on the ice. There's nothing to question whatsoever. But unfortunately with the Heat, it's like a weird dynamic that's going on right now. You have a player that's kind of like they can't control him. So they have to just deal with it. You know, and you've got 2 more. These next 2 years are going to be, oh my God, because it just gets worse and worse and worse. Because he plays less and less and less because his body cannot hold up anymore. You know, that's all. It's pretty simple. And it's just like watching it last night. It's just a weird dynamic, dude. This isn't the Heat. You know, it's not the Heat we've been spoiled with. I'm not used to stars. I'm used to stars that care, bro. Dwayne Wade had a whole bunch of knee surgeries, and and all kinds of stuff. And he just kept playing. Fall down 7 times, get up 8, right? That's how it goes, right? You know, I'm thinking of I know it's the finals, but I'm thinking of or was it? Yeah, it was the finals, the Jordan flu game. And I'm just thinking of times when players played sick, and they used to do it all the time. And this guy takes a day off like it's nothing, like it's going out of style. And he just doesn't care, and his team keeps losing because they desperately need him. But he has to kind of take care of himself because his body's done, and he can't keep playing hard every night because his body won't last. And that's why we're getting this shit. But the dynamic of watching, look, some of you don't care about hockey, so you pretty much don't matter in this conversation because it just doesn't, the comparison doesn't matter to you. You know what I mean? But those of us that are like, true, like real, all kinds sports fans, we like all sports, and we like hockey and we like basketball. If you're honest and you're watching both last night, there's zero comparisons. It's almost like the Heat are a facade. It's like you're on Hollywood and you're on a movie set, and then you see the house, and then when you open the door, it's just a bunch of 2x4s that are holding it up. That's the Heat. It's a facade. It's not really a good team. It's just a facade. It's a broken down star with a bunch of role players that kind of overachieve and surprise everybody. But deep down inside, if you really like check your heart, and check your real intelligence, there's nothing special there. What's been special is just that they've been great at overachieving. Now you look at the Panthers. There's Kachuk and there's Barkov, and Verhage, there's all kinds of dudes that are just Tarasenko is kicking ass. It's just you're in the midst of watching kind of like, with Reinhardt and all these guys, they're like their own big three. Sam Bennett's a hell of a player. He's only scored like 16 goals, but he's a hell of a player. Forsling, you start looking at that entire lineup, and they're top heavy. They've got a complete team. They've got 2 goaltenders. It's different, man. It's just a different vibe when you watch the Panthers and when you watch the Heat. When you watch the Panthers right now, they look like a legitimate contender. When you watch the Heat, you need to go to Hialeah and go talk to a little old lady, right? And see if she can do some brujeria. And then maybe, if she, makes up the right spell, they have another one of these crazy runs where they overachieve and they don't belong there and all that kind of stuff. Because they've never belonged all 4 years where they got to. It's crazy. Maybe the bubble was the best one because that was a different environment and all that kind of stuff. But it's just we're hoping for another miracle by the best coach in town in Eric Spoelstra. Paul Maurice has done a hell of a job. He's a great coach, but his team he's got a much better team than Eric Spoelstra does. He's got a way more complete team. He's got more stars. He's got stars. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? He's got stars on that team. So it's just, I'm watching it last night, and if only those of you that are really two-way fans, that you like hockey and basketball, you sit there, there's zero comparisons. Zero comparisons right now. If you're honest. You're honest with yourself. But yeah, last night was just kind of weird, man. Jamie Zorria in the house. Number 1 says he hopes everybody's having a good hump day and good week. And a smash that like button. Fins up. Joseph is in. He's feeling blessed. How about you all, Bitcoin ballers? We feeling good. Let's see where Bitcoin's at 69,000. So it went to a 1,500 up and now down 1,000. Oh, that is awesome. So it's a 2,500 swing in just moments. That's Bitcoin. That'll do it for you. But again, if you bought it at 71, at 73, now you have it at 69.2, 69.1. This is your chance to lower. That's what you have to do. You just got every chance you get an opportunity to lower your overall price. That's what you do. Big O load management was on full display. Yeah, Ray, huh? Steve Chapman in, Kyle Cockrell, Steven Gonzalez. I'm so sick of Jimmy Butler and Hero. Well, I've been sick of Hero for a while. Jimmy, eso un descaro. That's all it is. Gordon Shumway, Cosa Nostra, Johnny D, Alexis Palenzuela, One-Eyed Jack. I'm enjoying listening while I'm supposed to be working. Hope everybody has a great day. No doubt. Giovanni is in. Ray Sosa. Ray, that's where you're wrong. That is where you are wrong about No Victory Cigar, sir. Yeah, no. We are a South Florida show. We talk about national headlines and life and everything else going on, but obviously based in South Florida, you got to think South Florida. And last night, okay, in the NCAA Division II National Championship game, the Sharks beat Southern New Hampshire 68-60 to advance to the Final Four on Thursday at 2:00, where they take on California State University San Bernardino, which, by the way, they met them last year in the Final Four. So Mike Moore, Isaiah Fuller led the way with 11 points. Nova overcame a 17-point deficit at halftime to storm back and win and advance to the Final Four and a shot at another national title. Last year, they were one of many teams that made it to the Final Four here locally, but they were the only team that won the national title. And now, once again, they are the only team in South Florida still alive in an NCAA, this is Division II, basketball tournament. So let's give some love to Nova Southeastern University, and let's give those Sharks a victory cigar. There you go. So, how about that? Victory cigar for Nova Southeastern. So there you go, Ray. Got to keep up with all of South Florida, Ray. Got to support all of South Florida. If it's the Owls, if it's the Canes, if it's FIU, if it's FAU, if it's Nova, got to support South Florida, baby. I am South Florida true and true. Jermaine says before the season even started, Jimmy Butler let everyone know he doesn't care about the regular season. The requirement for all the NBA is you have to play 65 games, and Jimmy says he doesn't care. Yep, he doesn't care. And that's the reason why you're at the bottom of the standings. No Doubt says, sick child, home from work on a hump day and enjoying the day with Big O, Sean, and all of you wonderful people. There we go. Vivinetti is in the house. 80 dances at Paul in Connecticut, that is. Says, making money on Polkadot. Thank you, Big O. Yes, sir. And it's only started. When .2 now is upgraded and all that, it is going to explode. This is nothing with Polkadot. Nothing. It'll 5x from here. Okay? So hang in there. Just stay strong, and you're going to enjoy some big-ass profits. Tombstone, wish basketball had the same effort day in and day out like the NHL. I know. The Heat issue is Jimmy Butler. I didn't even watch the Panthers. Yeah, well, you should watch actually the team that actually is the best team in town by miles. There's no excitement at all for the Heat because no one cares about playing in the regular season. Yeah, that's true. That's also true. You know, and if anyone thinks the Heat are going to flip the switch in the playoffs, I think this year it's not going to happen. That's what True Fin Fan says, and I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of that. Yeah. No, Jimmy is not a free agent after the season. He has 2 more brutal years left. Okay? So, Jimmy Butler's the laziest regular season star I've ever seen in my life. Please do not extend. Now, let me tell you something. I will not be kind to the Miami Heat if they extend Jimmy Butler. I will not be kind. And I love the Heat. It's a great organization. Rob Wilson, all the people there that are just absolutely freaking phenomenal. Okay, Tim, Neil, like just great people there. Pat Riley's a phenomenal. I love Pat Riley. You know what I'm saying? And they've made a lot of mistakes lately. A lot. And they're still winning, even though they've made a shit ton of mistakes. They still win. They're still finding guys. They're still, unearthing guys that nobody knows and developing them into players and all of that. So it's great what they're doing overall, but they have made so many mistakes along the way that has stopped them from actually having a shot at getting a star because they lose ammunition for, just giving away first-round picks for nothing. But signing Butler to an extension would be about the most irresponsible thing you could do if you're the Miami Heat. You have to play out these last 2 years, and it's over. It's over. You cannot continue this way. Your season ticket base will start to dwindle. You cannot continue this way. You cannot. I mean, I don't know how many did dump their tickets. Maybe not a lot, but I'm not exactly sure you're a bright consumer if you're buying Heat season tickets. I'm just being honest. You're not getting your money's worth. After last year, I don't know how you paid for this year. And you've got 2 more years of Jimmy Butler not playing in the regular season. So you're simply saving them for the postseason. Is that what you're doing? Okay. All right. It's been long runs. So you've won. The first short run, that's when it starts to drop. Guaranteed. Because fans won't tolerate it. Because they'll say, okay, well, the run's over. So if you don't have a deep run this year, my prediction will be that the Heat will lose their share of season ticket holders in the offseason. Because the only reason season ticket holders can be hanging on is simply for the postseason. That's it. There's no reason really in the regular season. There's nothing to play for. They don't even try in the regular season. All you're watching is a bunch of role players. So you have no star quality on the team. It's kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame. You're really not getting your money's worth. Unlike the Panthers. You go to the Panthers, their stars play every night. Bro, Kachuk played with a broken clavicle. Okay? He played hockey with a broken clavicle. That's unheard of. That's ridiculous. So it just it's a shame. It really is. You can't move on from Jimmy anymore, Jermaine. Jermaine, you first of all, you think he's a free agent. Now you want to move on. You're one of those fans that really doesn't understand the business. Okay. It's guaranteed salaries. They're locked in for 2 more years. He's too old already at this point. Nobody wants Jimmy. Nobody wants Jimmy anymore. Nobody. Okay. So, let's come back to reality, Jermaine. Okay. Learn about the game, educate yourself. So that way you can say things that actually make sense, not smoke it. Well, actually, you should smoke it since you don't make it. Smoke the sense. You don't make the sense, but smoke it. Let's see. Lisa Rose is in the house. Radio host is in. Buenos dias, grandes. Oh, Los Angeles in the house. How about the Lakers yesterday without LeBron? Double overtime. They beat Milwaukee. Lisa says, morning Fins fans. Didn't win the Mega Millions, but I did get Bitcoin on the dip. Good for you. Continue. Take advantage. Crypto Fins, good morning. Oh, checking in from New York City. Missing my South Florida weather. Ray says, can't wait for the draft and your insight on Fins night and what we will do at 21. We will start talking about draft soon. We'll start getting more interviews in and all that. There's nothing to talk about. And to bring on 3-4 Dolphin riders for redundancy and talk about the same shit over and over again. And there's nothing. And there's just, I don't bring on interviews just to bring on interviews. You know what I mean? I'll have a couple of interviews now, but right now there's nothing to talk about at all. Some guy emailed me yesterday, hey, why don't you have more interviews? And I go, what do you want me to talk about? What is there to talk about? Well, I don't know. Exactly. Yeah, there's nothing to talk about, unless you want to make shit up. And I don't do that on this show, dude. I just don't do that. Oh, it's a slow day. Let me see. Let me create some controversy. Let's see if we can bring Brett Favre back and bench Tua, or something stupid. A Jarvis Landry, just come up with some silly ass talking point and just to stir shit up like the Michael Penix idiot last week. And then because it's so slow, everybody then uses that guy as material for themselves. What's that called? They aggregate it, right? They aggregate that to then, to try to piss you off when there's no truth to it, nothing whatsoever. I don't do that shit, dude. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass about Jonathan Taylor when I know what's going on with Jonathan Taylor and they're not trading for him. Okay? They're not giving big contracts, but I'll let everybody else do that for you. I'll let them write the articles. I'll let them talk shows and I'll let them do all that and waste their time. So, it's just, I can't schedule an interview just to schedule an interview. There's nothing going on, and what's there to talk about? Except the problem is when it's a 24-hour cycle, you have to fill the air with a bunch of garbage. And that's what people do. And then you have Mike Tannenbaum's mock, like, bro, you are quoting Mike Tannenbaum. Like, no, I'm not doing that. My show is above that. I'm way above Mike Tannenbaum. I look down on Mike Tannenbaum is what I do. And that's kind of like, wow, dude, you need that for material? Really, dude? You need to go quote Mike Tannenbaum to make an article for yourself that day? You need Mike Tannenbaum so you can make a radio show or a podcast segment? You need that? You need the troll job? Yeah, I don't do the troll job. We don't do troll jobs here. Okay? We call it like we see it. Period. End of story. I'm not trying to fuck with your mind. I'm not trying to piss you off on an off day just to do that. Bro, there's plenty of people out there because they actually can't do a talk show. See? Right now, I've been talking for 30 straight minutes. They can't do that on radio. They struggle after 8 or 10 minutes. So they got to talk about silly shit, right? And then they got to go. Luckily, they have commercial breaks. But here, I could do a talk show. I'm good. I'm well trained. I've been at this for over 30 years. I don't need to reach for shit. That's all. I'm going to talk about what's actually going on, what's really going on. I'll give you my opinions like I did last night on what's going on. I got a couple of other things to talk about. I do have a Canes and Dolphins topic to talk about. I do have another Dolphins topic that I want to talk about. I do have a couple of NFL topics I want to talk about. You know what I mean? I got music. I got what's it called? A little entertainment. I could talk crypto. You know what I'm saying? I actually can talk. I could talk life if I feel like it. I can talk about current events going on. I can talk politics if I feel like it. I can talk about a lot of shit because I'm not limited to talking about one little sport or writing about one sport or one beat, and where I'm stuck trying to be desperate to come up with subjects that have nothing to do with it. And so for those of you out there that are wondering, that's how this show is run. We're not here to do the sensationalism, bro. We're just not. And I'm not going to do it. I'm too old for that shit. I've never been that guy. I was never that guy 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 25 years ago, 35 years ago. Well, 35 I wasn't in. This is my 34th. 34 years ago. So I'd rather just talk about what's actually going on. You know? So just kind of for those of you that are wondering, maybe you're new to the show, maybe you're figuring it out, maybe you're wondering, well, why doesn't he talk about this silly shit or that? Because it's silly shit. That's why. You know? We're way above. Our IQ level on this show is way above Mike Tannenbaum. Way above Mike Tannenbaum. So, you know, if you want to listen to something else that's dumbed down for that, then, you know, I get it. We don't have a lot of bright people, you know. They're buying gold sneakers and Bibles. So I get it. There's a lot of stupid people out there, you know, a lot of suckers. So there's plenty of people for that material. Okay. But you're not going to get that here. We're not in for that. Last few years, when I moved out of town, I paid Bally's to watch the Heat. This year, I saved my money. No regular season games in the NBA. I always watch every Cats game, ESPN Plus Sunday ticket. There you go. Yeah, but it's worth watching for the Cats. That is worth it, Giovanni. Every game is worth it. So that's the good thing about, you know, buying the Bally's or whatever. At least you get the Panthers. The Heat, they don't bring it every night, unfortunately. But what are you going to do? They're stuck with a player that they can't control. Makes no sense to bring NFL writers to talk about the draft at this point. Big O, you don't smoke the sense, you make it. Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's nothing to talk about, bro. Nothing. We're just talking hot air. So I'd rather answer your questions. I'd rather talk about some other things, move around. This is a show that, yeah, we're going to give you the best Dolphin insight out there. We're going to give you a lot more breaking news than most everybody else, more often than not, 100 times over. But I feel I'm well-rounded. I can talk about everything else that goes on because I follow it all. So this is a talk show. And so we talk about everything. You know what I mean? And, you know, the Heat and the Panthers deserve a little love from last night and what goes on. Right now, there's not really a ton going on the Dolphins side. So, Giovanni says, smash that like button. Yes, please. Smash that like button. It's very important. Maybe Agba can come back. No, I don't think so. Not in this scheme, Lucas. I don't think he fits here, my brother. So, no, I don't think it's going to be. Really dig the music segments. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. Well, you know, I'm a big music guy. Anytime a writer or Dolphin YouTuber has a quote to Mike Tannenbaum or Nick Wright, there's a good chance it's the offseason. They have no material to write about. Exactly. NorCal is wake and bake to the Great Big O Show. Good morning, crew. Fins for life. Yes, sir. Yes, Walter. Mike T has no IQ. Big O, the variety show of talk radio, the Johnny Carson of YouTube talk shows. Thank you, sir. One of the top reasons you are the best in the business. Oh, no BS, clickbait topics, 100% honesty, opinions on everything. Exactly. I don't want to do the clickbait stuff. That doesn't do any good for you guys. Why are we going to talk about something that has like, Tua should take a hard line stance. I've seen that now. Like, really? Slow? Does it get any slower than that? Like, do you know Tua? Like, really? There's going to be a hard line stance? Seriously? Like, they've been super awesome with him, patient, supportive, even when he had concussions. You know, they build the team around him. Tua's a full team guy. No matter how much the media tries to get him to talk about himself, he'll talk about his teammates. But no, they'll keep trying, but he's not that guy. So you think he's going to hold. So let's talk about him possibly holding out. Let's write an article about him possibly holding out. Let's do a podcast about him possibly holding out. Sure, let's waste your time. I'm going to waste my time. And I might just piss you guys off. And guess what I did? Wow, I got extra views because did you see that asshole talk about Tua holding out? Oh, maybe he thinks Tua is going to hold out. And maybe some of you are dumb enough to believe it. You know, it's like, seriously, is this the childish shit that we're doing? At 57, 34 years in, I don't have time for this, bro. I don't have time. I don't have time for stupidity. I don't have time for silliness. I don't have time for ridiculous topics. I don't have time. I don't. It makes no sense. So I'm just going to piss off the fan base for no reason at all when deep down inside I know he's got no shot at holding out. Just because I want extra views or extra clicks or extra... Really? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So, anyway. By the way, I do want to give you guys some really good advice. Okay, in life. Don't be a mule. Okay? Just don't be a mule. I mean, out of this whole P. Diddy thing, okay, and P. Diddy probably is a top-notch scumbag, and he's probably been getting away with all kinds of crap, and hopefully he'll get his when it's all said and done. But out of everything, he gets away on the plane and all that, but they arrest a mule. And this guy's also a former Syracuse basketball player, okay? And now he is a mule for P. Diddy. And boys and girls, I just want you to know that you don't want to end life as a mule. I don't know if that's really what you want to have as your reputation in life. What do you do for a living? Well, I'm a lawyer. What do you do for a living? Well, I'm a teacher. What do you do for a living? Well, I'm a construction worker. What do you do for a living? I'm an architect. What do you do? I'm a nurse. What do you do for a living? Well, you know, I sell. What do you do for a living? I'm a mule. Doesn't go well on the application, by the way. Just trying to warn you, okay? When you're applying for your next job, they're going to ask for job history. P. Diddy's mule doesn't go on the resume. Doesn't fly. Just saying, kids. Don't be a mule like Brendan Paul. They gave him 2 first names, too. He was apprehended by federal agents after they halted Diddy's private jet at the Miami Opelika Executive Airport yesterday. 25-year-old charged with 1 count of possession of suspected cocaine and another possession of marijuana candy, which are both considered felonies in Florida. Officers discovered the narcotics in Paul's luggage and tested the substance on site Paul was booked, but was quickly bonded out of jail. And I'm sure, Diddy got him on a plane back over to whatever country he's at right now. By the way, I'm surprised that the paparazzi has not caught up to Diddy yet. It's going to happen, right? They're going to track his ass down, and we're going to see it, dun, 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 and then you'll see Diddy caught at this island where they have no extradition treaty. Anyway, but boys and girls, don't be a mule. Don't be a mule or a donkey or an elephant, by the way. Just want you to know, be a Bitcoiner, not a donkey or a mule. Or, of course, an elephant. Anyway, I think Jordan Brooks will make a huge... Yes, I do, Ryan. Actually, I've already talked about this. They've got better linebackers now than they had before, and they've got a better secondary than they had before. It's the D-line, the Wilkins, and then the rotational guys. That's where I'm sure there'll be a draft pick. That's where there's been an upgrade at linebacker, and there's been an upgrade in the secondary. Okay? Dolphins are better in those areas. So that's where I'm going with that. Okay? In short. Big O, I hear the name Tannenbaum. Two other names go with it. Donna Ponte and Jeff Ireland. Big O, I've been listening to you since your first go-around at QAM. I used to put my headphones on at work to listen to your show, like the good corporate time-stealing weasel I am. LOL. Thank you, Lenny. Appreciate you, my brother. Think Blue Dodgers. Let's hit those bong boys instead of listening to these no material having writers talking about should they trade. Yeah, another one. Should you trade Waddle? Bro, how slow is it that really they're going to trade Waddle? And by the way, that's off a Tannenbaum thing. This is the kind of shit that I can't be a part of, dude. I cannot be a part of. And I get it. We probably would have thousands of more views if I did that crazy, stupid shit. I just refuse to throw out all that misinformation and create more disinformation for our fan base. I'm trying to have a platform where you're getting the information, not the misinformation, not the misdirection. Okay? Not the sensationalism. Yeah, I don't want to play that game. I'd rather just balls and strikes, bro. No fouls, balls and strikes. That's it. Either or. Yes or no. Truth or lie. Simple. I don't need mirrors. I don't need smoke screens. Don't need any of that shit, dude. Don't need it. Best concert shirts, Megadeth or Iron Maiden? Oh God, Iron Maiden by miles. But I am super biased. Cassie would have stayed quiet if Diddy married her or helped her dying music career. Lucas, she was being sexually abused. Are you trying to justify something? Do me a favor, Sean. Get rid of this loser, Lucas. Please. Do me a favor. Like Lucas, you're a piece of shit, dude. That's what you are, dude. You're a piece of shit. Victoria said you are looking lean and mean. Also, I have here from the beginning of your show, as Charles Shackelford would say, you are amphibious. P.S. I was number 9 subscriber. There you go. I love you. I love you, Doug. I love you, Victoria. Thank you all out there. I got to go visit you guys. Like we talked about. And I got to take the wife up there with me. That's what I need to do. Go visit and go hang out with you too. So love you all. Appreciate you all as always. Thank you. Big time. You guys have been with us from the beginning of this journey of our podcast, and we really appreciate that, man. Through pandemic and all, you guys have been with us, man. So thank you. You know, when for those of you that don't know, when I went to go see Doug and Victoria at their bar, the first thing they had for me was one of these. Right away. They like, here you go. We know. And so I was at a bar and they gave me a bottle of Fiji. I got the new bottle ready to go because I'm about to finish this one. So, yeah, the weight loss has gone well for me. Very well. Very well. It's been pretty smooth, man. I've been blessed. Just what I got to learn where I fail every time is the discipline of sticking to it, of sticking to the lifestyle change. It's going back to all my bad habits, which is what sets me back again. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's the yo-yo. It's the monster that us fat people deal with because we love food so damn much. And so it's just one of those things. But I'll tell you what, it's really cool. This shirt is from when we were trying to bring the MLS to Miami. And Southern Legion is this is a shirt that the Southern Legion gave me when they were trying to attract they're the logos on the top there. You see it. And so and I haven't worn this shirt in forever, and it's big on me now. You know? And so it's pretty cool that some of these shirts now I can grab almost any shirt I want from the closet and they fit now, you know, because I've lost so much weight now. I can't wait to take my blood work the next time around that I got to go see my heart doctor, because he's going to look at everything, triglycerides, cholesterol. He's going to look at all that shit and he's going to go, what the hell is going on here, bro? What did you do? You know, that kind of, plus when he sees me, he's going to see a completely different person, obviously, because once you lose, as you all know, once you lose weight, you just, you know, your face changes and your body changes, obviously. And I haven't even started the real workouts yet. So I can actually, and I have somebody that is going to help me get into really good shape, actually, a trainer that has volunteered to guide me once I get my leg 100%. And I can start doing, you know, stuff like that. So I'm actually excited for that, to get that going. So that'll be cool. I'll do it all on social media so you guys can see it. I mean, basically, I am doing it. You can see firsthand that I'm losing all the weight as it is. Eric says Tua needs way more talent around him if he wants to win a wild card playoff game. Tua needs the coach to coach better, and he needs his team to be healthy. And then he can win. You know what I mean? I'm not. I know some of you don't want to use it as a crutch or an excuse or the reality, but I'm sorry. The last 2 years, they've had the worst luck out there. They have been so injury riddled the last 2 years. By the time they get to the playoffs, they don't have enough to win a playoff game. You just haven't. And they don't have the coach that is like a phenomenal game day coach that can overcome shit and out scheme the other guy and all that. He's not there yet. He doesn't even answer. Mike McDaniel can't even make adjustments in the second half yet on a consistent basis. Not once in a blue moon. No. Consistently. That's what great coaches do. They answer the bell in the second half every time. He never answers the bell. So no team is going to win like that. Which, by the way, leads me, thank you. You have led me to one of my Dolphins subjects that I wanted to talk about, because I see it all the time. I see media members talking about it, writing about it. I see fans, you know, talking about it on social media and sending it to me. And this goes for the University of Miami football team, and this goes for the Miami Dolphins. I want you all, and here's where we don't play sensationalism. I'm not trying to get in your craw. I'm not trying to create controversy where there isn't controversy. You all can talk about recruiting. You can talk about your little fucking transfer portals. Okay. You could talk about all your free agency crap. You could talk about your street free agency crap. You could talk about the draft if you want. You could talk about undrafted players if you want. You could talk about trades. You could talk about NILs. You could talk about anything you want about players and all that shit. Until Mario freaking Cristobal and Mike freaking McDaniel actually become complete coaches on the sidelines, the Canes and the Dolphins aren't doing shit. Jack shit. I don't care if Cam Ward is a Heisman Trophy winner. Understand me, okay? I don't give a shit. I don't care if Reuben Bain gets 42 sacks this year. I don't care if Tyreek Hill has 2,000 yards. I don't care if Shaq Barrett finds the fountain of youth and gets 13 sacks. If Mike McDaniel and Mario Cristobal are the same fucking stiffs on the sidelines, they're not going anywhere. And yeah, I said stiffs. You know why? They're not complete. You're a stiff. I know Mario's a fantastic human being, a great person, great influence, great recruiter. I got all of that. On game day, you ain't shit, dude. You ain't shit. I know Mike McDaniel's got a beautiful personality. He connects with players. They like him. He's got a great offensive mind. On game day, you ain't shit. I'm tired of watching you idiots talk about your NILs and talking about Tua and talking about Cam Ward and talking about this lineman and this free agent and that. If these coaches can't coach, bro, this doesn't mean shit. Because I watch Eric Spoelstra coach dog shit to 500. I watch him coach champions or superstars to championships. I watch him coach a number 2 star and a bunch of role players all the way to the finals multiple times in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's coaching. Okay? That's coaching. At no point can I ever say that about Mario Cristobal in the first 2 years or Mike McDaniel. So keep talking about all the players you want. Okay? Keep talking about whatever draft pick and whatever trade and whatever stupid NIL and whatever transfer portal. I wipe my ass with all of that until I know I've got a stud on the sidelines that can outsmart the guy on the other side. It doesn't mean shit. You're fucking Del Harris with Kobe and with Shaq, and you don't have Phil Jackson. You get me? Do you understand? That's what you are right now. So until Mike McDaniel graduates from coaching school, until Mario Cristobal graduates from coaching school, the rest is hot air. And I'm laughing at every one of you because I know and you don't. And media members, I know and you don't. Yeah, I'm the smarter guy in the room. Yeah. Maybe we're not talking about medicine. I'm dumb. Maybe we're talking about sales. I'm dumb. Maybe we're talking about architecture. I'm dumb. I'm not getting in that conversation. We're talking about football. Here you go. I'm the smartest guy in the room. Okay? Because obviously there's a lot of dumb people out there. Players, they matter up until a point. If you don't have the guy that knows how to put them in positions to be successful, it don't mean shit, dude. I watched Shula with Woodstock. I watched Shula with Bob Greasy. I watched Shula with Marino. 3 completely different teams. That's coaching. I can't say that about Mario Cristobal at any point whatsoever. And I can't say it about Mike McDaniel either. So you go ahead and keep bragging about your players. And let's trade for that guy and sign that NIL guy. And I hope he transfers. And I hope we draft him. None of it means jack shit. None of it means jack shit, dude. It doesn't mean anything. Until Mike and Mario grow up and become like real, complete coaches, the Canes and the Dolphins aren't going anywhere. I don't care how talented they are. You know why? Because when you have a dumbass on the sidelines, it happens in the Fiesta Bowl with Jimmy Johnson. Oh, yeah, I think I'll let Vinny Testaverde continue to throw the ball. Way to go, dumbass. You know, sometimes, yeah, you're a riverboat gambler and, you know, talent can carry you. Sometimes you're going to have to coach yourself out of it. Some can't coach themselves out of it. Some of them just need a whole shitload of talent to win because they're not bright enough to say, yeah, no, Vinny Testaverde threw 4 interceptions last year in the Sugar Bowl against Tennessee. Yeah, I'm not going to allow that again here against Penn State. No, but I am. Oh. Riverboat gambler. You can have stupid coaching, and sometimes, you know, I guess they'll get lucky if they have enough talent. So whatever you want to talk about with players, with the Dolphins, and, oh, we're going to have this linebacker, and we're going to, oh, Tua needs this, or no. What Tua needs is a real coach on the sidelines. He's got a guy that can help him on the offensive side with points, but he still doesn't know how to manage the damn game. So he doesn't help anybody. You know? In the end, he hurts his team as much as he helps his team. I mean, you're in a playoff game and you don't even know the down. What the fuck is that? It's the same thing. Jimmy Johnson sees Vinny Testaverde's dumbass continuing to throw interceptions, and he continues to let him go. Mike McDaniel's dumbass sees the running game dominating, and he abandons it. What? We're averaging 7 yards a carry against the Bills, and you're just going to stop? Talk about all the players you want, ladies and gentlemen, until McDaniel and until Cristobal graduate from actually being a real head coach and really scheming people and being able to make the right decisions on game day and at that moment and knowing when to take a knee and knowing when to stay with the run. Okay? If they don't learn how to do those things, the talent doesn't matter. It just won't matter. So knock yourselves out. The most important factors in the Canes and the Dolphins season is Mario Cristobal and Mike McDaniel, and I don't know how many times I have to repeat it. Neither guy has proven that he is a complete head coach. Both have proven they are absolutely incomplete as coaches. They've got a ton of potential. We all know that. But we have to be honest. They are not even close to being complete head coaches. So it better happen soon. Mario's lucky. He's going to buy himself a couple more years because they can't just get rid of him that easy. But Mike won't have that same luck. So he better turn it around with the quickness because he's got a year, maybe 2 left. Maybe. Because if it's not good enough this year, it's hot seat time. I told you that. I told you what he did last year is he put himself into this is the season that he either crosses a threshold or puts his ass right into a hot seat. the fuse will be very short for him. I'm telling you. Okay? So talk all you want about recruiting and drafts and NILs and all that. None of it means shit if those two coaches don't figure it out. Okay? So there we go. What do we have here? Oh, how are you trying to get with your weight? 190. I don't know about 190, but just right at 200, I think is probably where my frame should be. Is probably at 200. It'll take a while to get there, obviously. But yeah, definitely. We need to give Colombia a victory cigar for beating Romania yesterday in that friendly. They also beat Spain on Friday. Copa America, here we come. What do you think? Well, we're in the United States, so do we give Colombia? What do you think, Sean? Give them a victory cigar? Well, you know what? They do have Shakira. Give them a victory cigar. Give them a victory cigar. Go ahead. Shakira. I love the new kickoff rule. I already talked about it yesterday. It gives us something to actually watch. And like I talked about yesterday, you should go check it out with Tyreek and Waddle and all that kind of stuff. So I talked about it yesterday. The fact that Lucas is my son's name has me thinking I should file a petition to change his name due to this douchebag. So happy you blocked him. Yeah, no, I mean, really, seriously. I mean, you're going to be talking ill about a woman that was sexually assaulted and abused. I mean, dude, that happens. That can happen to anybody. That can happen to any family member of yours or friend. I mean, we're not here to make fun of people that suffer, bro. That's not something that's a part of my DNA. Radio host says, so sick of Tua blame. He's improving every year and has the tools, but it takes 22 and good coaching for teams to win. Wake up, people. Agree. Joseph is in. Miles Deep in from Vegas. For those Happy Gilmore flick fans, you're about to get a sequel. Yeah, but will it be any good? Saludos from Medellin. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I got to visit Medellin one day, man. Got to visit Colombia one day. Dude 67 in the house. Cap for life. Diego Souza says he agrees. Mike and Mario, Eminem. Yep. The Eminem boys got to, bro, it's all up to the Eminem boys. That's my issue right now is more with the Eminem boys than any player on the team. Maybe Jimmy was trying to get Vinny's confidence back. Yeah, bro, but how many interceptions do you did you live it? I'm sorry, did you live this? If you lived it, there's no trying to reason with Vinny Testaverde was an outstanding talent. Hey, send Matt a link. I sent him a link. I wonder if I sent it to the wrong one or something. Did I screw up? No, I sent it to the right one. I sent it to his SI. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Yeah. Anyway, we could call McDaniel Tin Cup and Cristobal Clank. Yeah, basically. Yeah. True FinFest says, don't you ever call yourself dumb. You hear me? If I were in church and the priest called you dumb, I'd be beating him like a jaguar hunts a crocodile. You're my boy. Oh, I'm just saying, look, I know where if we're talking about, some, there's like 4 billion subjects that I'll tell you, bro, I don't know anything about that. I'm good. But football, I understand football, man. And I understand what's going on. And for me, I need to see these coaches improve because the coaches are the ones that are failing these players more than anything else. So you're going to tell me that if Mike McDaniel and Mario weren't better, they wouldn't have more wins last year? Come on, dude. For sure. And that's the thing. So that's the problem. Columbia women deserve 1 million victory cigars. Yes, they do have that talent. SoCal Derek says, morning, fellas. I'm 14 pounds down since surgery. Yeah. All right, SoCal. Love it. One day we'll share a beer. 2 slim guys sharing a beer. Let's see. Mike McDaniel refuses to change as a coach. He believes he's the smartest guy in the room. He is smart. I just want him to kind of fine-tune that intelligence. Okay? That's all. All right, he popped in. Let's do it. Hour number 2 is next. Matt Verderam gets it going right here on the Big O Radio Show.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Wow. By the way, just gotta say, I'm going to you now in 1 second, but damn it, where is it here now? How come I've lost it now? Anyway, I will get to it in 1 second here. Ray Martinez, thank you for the love on Cash App. Thank you for the Bitcoin donation, my brother. Very generous and extremely generous. Thank you, sir. So just want to thank Ray. As always, you guys can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. You threw my average out of whack now, so I got to throw that new average now. Anyway, welcome aboard, Matt. How you doing, my brother? You doing good?
Doing well. Just waiting to see what the hell happens at good old Sports Illustrated. Other than that, we're good.
At where? Getting where again? What was that again?
I said just waiting to see what happens at good old Sports Illustrated. We're just trying to.
Cool.
You may have been reading about it in the news. It's been.
I didn't know there's some new now. Oh shit!
Well, the license got purchased last week,
right?
Which is a good thing. But it's just now there's a transition period, and it's just.
But
just waiting to see what happens.
Okay, because there might be more changes.
So I would say, I mean, it's listen, love working there, love Sports Illustrated, but it's been interesting the last 9 days. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn by saying that. I think anybody who's been following along knows, they grasp that. But other than that, good. Watching the rule changes in the NFL, and being surprised that they did some of them. But
I'm happy about the hip drop tackle. Tyreek was never the same after that tackle for the rest of the year. I'm not a fan of it because you're just it's like a lazy tackle. You're just hooking and then just throwing your weight. And I get it that it's harder to play defense than ever, but we don't pay for people to do the hip drop tackle. We pay to watch them score touchdowns and throw it and sack the quarterback and those kind of things. So anything that you can eliminate injuries, I'm good with that. So I don't know where you stand on that one for the hip drop.
I actually don't like that they removed it. I think that I think it's going to create more injuries because I think what's going to happen is guys are going to say, well, if I can't tackle you like that, if I'm behind you, I'm going to dive at your legs. That's what's going to happen. And
so what happened with grabbing legs?
Oh, I don't even necessarily mean grabbing. I think guys are going to just dive at people's legs because they're going to be like, well, I'm out of position. And I think, hopefully in most cases, it will be grabbing an ankle. Fine. But I think you're going to have some guys who just go, well, screw, I'm going to dive your back, your legs. And I think you're just going to have guys getting rolled up. I think it just makes it harder to legislate the game. The NFLPA came out and said they didn't want it removed. And the NFL never listens to the NFLPA, so they just do what they want to do anyway. And I don't want to hear any of this nonsense with the NFL about player safety because you're playing 2 freaking Christmas games on a Wednesday. Right. So spare me the whole, like, we care about the play. No, you don't. I, in theory, I don't mind that they got rid of it. I just think it's going to be replaced by things that create injuries as well. So I think at some juncture you have to accept the fact that it's just a game where injuries happen. And, I think the hip drop tackle being eliminated, fine. But now I just think it's going to be replaced by other ways to injure a guy from behind or from the side.
Yeah, I just don't. My problem with the hip drop tackle is there's a good chance injury happens when that tackle happens. And that's the problem I have with that tackle, that it just puts the offensive player in a terrible, because you're carrying the guy's weight now all of a sudden, and you're taught to try to fight through a tackle. So then that's just, right there, something's got to give. And so that, to me, that's why I don't have a problem, because I'd rather try to save people from injury overall. The return, I love it. Actually, I actually enjoyed that part of the XFL. We were getting no returns. Now there will be some strategy.
Yep.
Now you can actually scheme it up. And if you are able to free somebody off that initial line, man, you're home free, dude, because the kicker ain't going to stop you, bro. Sorry. The kicker, just 9 out of 10 times, that kicker is going to take a wrong angle, and he's going to just be, he's just going to see your ass in your numbers. That's what he's going to see when it's all said and done. Your thoughts on the kickoff rule?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, I know it's radically different than what we've seen, but that's not always the worst thing. Like, sometimes you've got to, evolve at the times. And, I think that it at least creates some kind of strategy, like you said. Instead of just bombing out of the end zone, the play doesn't even matter. Now it actually matters. Like, now it's like, okay, you can still bomb it out of the end zone, but now you're giving up 5 more yards. Now that team's starting at the 30-yard line, not 25. And if you kick it to their team's 5-yard line, or in that 0, being between the goal line and the 20, let's just say the 5, you can't fair catch it. You got to return the ball. So I do think that makes it interesting. You don't have guys coming downhill 1,000 miles an hour, which I think will make it easier to block those guys, and you might spring some bigger returns. It is very interesting. I'll be curious to see, like, in third and fourth quarters of games, do teams still just say, look, we're going to kick it through the end zone because we're not going to risk some guy running it back and we'll give up the extra 5 yards? Or do you see teams say, look, we're going to try to, kick the ball down inside the 5 and we're going to make you return it. And we can maybe get off a few blocks and tackle you at the 16, 17-yard line. It's interesting. It's interesting. If nothing else, I'm more than willing to see it, for the year. And if it doesn't work out, fine. But it's worth a shot. I don't mind that the NFL did it.
Yeah, I'm all in for that one. I like it. Top 3 picks. What are they going to be? What's the order?
Well, it's going to be Williams first, and then after that, it's going to be, in my opinion, it'll be Maye and Daniels in some order. Look, I think it should be in that order. I think it should be Maye and then Daniels, but I think it's probably going to be reversed. Everything you hear is that Daniels is going to go 2. Now, it's also lying season, and, there's a lot of smoke out there and a lot of BS, and we all know that that's true. But I would say Daniels 2, Maye 3, McCarthy 4. I think the first 4 picks are all going to be quarterbacks.
Yeah. No. And Daniel or Maye for you?
Maye.
Okay.
Maye. And I'm not like really.
It's funny because a lot of people are Jaden Daniels.
No, it's one of those things. I get the argument. I have a hard time when for 2 years everybody's watched all these guys and been like, Williams is 1, Maye is 2, and nobody's quibbled with that. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, actually Daniels. And you're like, well, why? Based on what? Like, we just watched all this. I know he won the Heisman. I also know he had 2 incredible receivers. And if you look at his numbers when he goes outside the pocket, it's a problem. It's a big problem. Like, I'm not saying he's not going to succeed at the next level, but I do think there's more questions about him than Maye. I think you watch that kid throw the ball, he can just throw the football, man. I just don't see a lot of downside with Drake Maye.
I think Drake Maye is going to be a better pro than he was a college player.
I tend to agree with you. I think he will be. I think he's going to be really, really good.
Obviously, as long as he gets a good coach, which is the most important thing,
right.
That you get somebody that really knows quarterbacks and you're in an offense that protects him and all that. I think Drake Maye can be a hell of a player, dude. I've watched him here in the ACC. That kid's got everything you need, really. And it reminds me a lot of Matt Ryan and Boston College, right? Because like when he came out his last year, he had a bunch of interceptions. And I would tell people, well, bro, do you watch that team? Drake Callender. And I still remember the name. Drake, this is 20 years ago. That was his best player, some guy named Callender. It wasn't Drake. I think that's our goaltender. But the guy's name is Callender. That was like his best player. And it was like one of those things like he had nobody. He was forcing the ball. This guy will be a solid quarterback overall. And he ended up becoming a solid quarterback. And I think Maye is a guy that he's had some good talent at North Carolina at times, but there's other times where, he's had to kind of carry at times. So it doesn't always put you in the best positions. And that's why I think he doesn't get the love at times. But if you watch him, dude, he has all the tools that if the right people get him, I think he can be a hell of a quarterback in the NFL, man. I really do.
I do too. I do too. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback. And I don't think there's going to be a huge learning curve here either. I agree with you. I think he's going to be very good. I would take him too. If I was Washington, I would take him too.
All right. So we talked last week about the Odell situation. And one of the things that I reported was obviously there was no deal imminent. But one of the things that I've tried to explain to people over the last year and a half, these guys don't really go out and give you a ton of money. And that's why I said for the Dalvin Cook stuff, they weren't going to give him a big contract. If he comes on their terms,
right?
Because they don't value that position here. Or Jonathan Taylor, when they're trading for him. No, they're not, dude. Unless they want to take a bunch of salary from Miami, then maybe they'll make a trade and they'll give up something and all that. But they were never willing to trade picks and big salary and all that kind of stuff. And so I've explained that the whole Odell thing is, it's a low contract. It's somewhere between the 4 or 5 range with a bunch of incentives because they look at him as a complimentary piece. Some fans look at him like, oh, he's going to be one of your top guys. No. That's not the way Miami's looking at it. And I don't know who else, the Steelers, who else is out there,
right.
But nobody else is looking at him like a 1 or a 2 anymore because you can't look at him like that anymore. But under those conditions, I actually say, yeah, you should sign Odell. If it's a reasonable contract and he's there to be a complimentary guy and he understands that, then I think it's worth it. You know what I mean? Big salary, all that kind of stuff, then I would tell you, no, hell no. I don't want anything to do with the guy whatsoever. So under those kind of conditions, where do you stand? Where do you think the Dolphins, should they continue to try to pursue that, or you think it's a bad idea?
I would just draft a guy in like the mid rounds. This draft's a loaded at receiver.
They don't pick till the 5th. They have 1, 2, and that's going to go O-line, D-line probably.
Right.
Maybe corner if wild card or something like that. I don't think it'll be receiver. And so you got to wait till the 5th round, doggy.
Look, man. I mean, trade next year's 4th or something and get in. I just, or maybe trade back in the 2nd round. And that way you still have a 2nd rounder, but you get like a 3rd or a 4th or something. Like get yourself into the middle rounds, and I draft a receiver. I just look at Beckham. Man. Beckham hasn't been like, I know for the Rams, he had a stretch where he was good for like a couple of months.
And he was solid with Baltimore, actually. If you look at it, he actually would have had better stats if Lamar was accurate. Lamar missed him.
Look, man, he's shot at this point. I don't know. Like, I can't go there.
Remember, it's Tyreek, Waddle, Jonnu, and then it's really like he's really a 4th option.
I get it. In 2020, he had 319 yards. In 2021, he had 537. That was the year with the Rams. We're in 8 games with the Rams. He had 305 yards. Okay, it wasn't like he lit the world on fire. 2022, he missed the whole year with torn ACL. Last year, played in 14 games. He had 35 catches, 565 yards. Like, and he was the number 2 on that team. Like, now he's going to be number 3, so he's going to be even less productive, in my opinion. Like, he's going to be even less productive. So, like, I just look at him and it's like, why? Why bring him in? Like, I mean, I'd rather go sign DJ Chark or like Josh Reynolds.
I love DJ Chark. What a great route runner he is, dude. I love DJ Chark.
Like, I just look, it's nothing against Odell personally. I have nothing against the guy. It's not like because I think he's a problem. I don't think that. I just think
he hasn't been that actually the last couple of years.
No, he hasn't been. That's why I'm saying I don't think it's that. Like, it's just he's going to be 32 years old in November, and I'm just kind of the point with him where I think it's over. I just think it's like it is what it is. I think it's more that the injuries have just caught up with him, and he's just not the player he was 4 or 5 years ago. No, listen, you want to sit there and say, "Hey, sign him for 1 year and $3 million and a bunch of incentives." Okay, fine. But I mean, I would try if I'm Miami to find a way to get another top 125 pick. And I would just draft a receiver because just class. I've talked to a lot of people in the NFL. I'll tell you, there's going to be 10 of them gone in the first 50 picks.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep.
That's how I'd go if they can.
And by the way, now because I talked about this yesterday with the new kickoff rule, and because the contact isn't from a guy coming 40 yards downfield,
right.
You might use Tyreek at times. You might use Waddle at times. You might use a Chan at times because these are guys with wiggle. Or you do what you said right now. You go find that 3rd receiver in the draft that's kind of a returner also.
Yep.
And then he's your 4th option / returner at the same time. So that could be also an option. But then again, that because of that rule change, draft boards might be adjusting all over the league right now because they're saying, well, wait a minute now we could go get a returner and we could get a guy that has a little shake and bake. All he has to do is make 1 or 2 guys miss and he's gone.
I mean, does Xavier Worthy have more value now? He ran a 4.2140. Like, he's got a little more value?
Yes.
Put him down on the goal line for a kickoff return. All right, man, go nuts.
Right.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think that certainly will factor in when these teams are making their picks.
Yeah, I definitely think that would end up being a factor. All right, what do you got going on in Sports Illustrated so folks can check you out, my man?
Well, right now, all of our content is going up on Athlon Sports because of the continued situation over at Sports Illustrated. So if you'd like to check out my work for the time being, you can check it out at Athlon Sports. I think I have something going up this week. And then after that, we'll see. I would say that the best course of action right now is to follow my Twitter handle.
Right.
And then go from there. Because I'd love to tell you what's going to be going up.
It's a crazy business, bro.
But I don't know the answer to that question.
Crazy business.
I mean,
I've had my last 10, 12 years in this business has been just freaking wacky, bro. Freaking wacky. After like a lot of stability in radio, there isn't any, but I had a lot of stability like the first 20 years, 22 years or something. But the last 10 or 12 have been just a disaster, bro. A disaster.
It's an interesting situation that if people want to read about it, I'm sure they can find a way to read about it. But as we stand, I would follow my Twitter handle, and then we'll just see what it's published and where it's published and when, and then we'll go from there.
Yep. All right, you got it. And follow him on Twitter at Matt Verderam so you can keep up with everything there. Matt, we will catch up next week, my friend. I appreciate you as always.
You got it. Take care.
Thank you, sir. There you go, Matt Verderam. Yes, sir. Don't forget Welton Rayom, by the way, proud sponsors of our program. We love talking about Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom, 954-966-4646. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Listen, the rules now, especially when it comes to storm damage and all that, and when it comes to insurance, they don't favor us anymore. Okay, the new laws that DeSantis passed favor the corporations, not us. So guess what's the most important thing? The lawyers you hire. So when you do have the water damage, make sure you call Welt and Rayom, 954-966-4646. You don't need it right now? I'm glad. Okay, I don't want you to have any problems. But if it should arise, some issue, bankruptcy, personal injury, whatever it is, you save it on the cell phone. That way you have it whenever you need it. Welt and Rayom, 954-966-4646. All right. Let's see. Mario lost me when he didn't take the knee. Yeah. He lost a lot of us. I'm happy common sense prevailed in the hip drop tackle. It's done for me too. Didn't Bo Jackson's career? No, it wasn't a hip drop. It was just bad luck where they wrapped up his legs and it disconnected from his hip as he was falling down. It was a regular legal tackle. It wasn't a hip drop. It was a grab, but it was just one of those freakish things. And we're talking about one of the most freakish athletes in the world, in the history of mankind, Bo Jackson. For that to happen to Bo, wow, dude, that's crazy. I mean, really crazy. Yeah, I don't think you can trade Tyreek anymore. You guys don't react at the right time when to trade people. You do it when it's already, he's already built up like a whole bunch of off the field issues now. Plus he's got a whole bunch of guaranteed money. No, you will live the next 2 years out with Tyreek and then they will move on. Okay. Notice how when they went to go free up money, they did not go to Tyreek. Okay. Message sent. And then next year they won't do it again because they only have one more year after that. And then Waddle's contract becomes the big boy after that. So it's kind of a cycle. So he's here for 2 more years and that's it. Okay. And Jimmy Butler, the same thing. You got to live it out the next 2 years. Nobody's trading for Jimmy Butler. Okay. Nobody can handle Jimmy Butler. Nobody wants Jimmy Butler. Nobody's trading for a guy that they got to give him $50 million and he's going to miss, more than half the games. Because really, he misses about 60% of the games. Okay? Because he really only tries in 40. He might show up in another 20, but he doesn't really play. You know what I'm saying? So let's get off the trade Jimmy, trade Tyreek. They're both untradeable. Nobody will want them for different reasons, but nobody's going to want them. Okay? So let's just kind of dump all of that. Dustin is out in beautiful Dubai. He says, we got you streaming here. Us horsemen are ready for the Dubai World Cup on Saturday. Let's go Panda Gate. 4-horse racing on Saturday. Let's go. That's got to be so cool. Going to Dubai, hanging out, go see a race. I am dying to go to Dubai, bro. I got to go see that place. That place is one of a kind. Anything and everything that you could possibly imagine, they've built it there. So I am dying to go visit Dubai, man. It looks like such a cool place, man. Shang Tusheng, Tua's not a gunslinger. I don't know why McDaniel thinks this. Well, that's because McDaniel's not a very good coach. He's a great offensive mind, but he's not a great coach. Michael Cruz loves the hip drop tackle. He says it's a terrible rule change. Hip drop tackle took out Jordan Travis at FSU. Really? I forgot about that. Wow, that sucks. What's the point of having $500 million of a QB on IR every year? Yeah, who's that? Who's a $500 million QB on IR every year? Let's see. Drake may be the best QB at the position coming out. He might. Do I remember Tiger King on Netflix? Yes. He escaped and they just caught him in Santa Rosa County, Florida. For real? No, that guy escaped prison? Wow, that's crazy. Are you sure, dude? Oh, man. PC Guy says trade Tyreek. Yeah, not going to happen. Green Line, trade Jimmy Butler and Hero for a box of Krispy Kreme. Well, that's good value. Nice job by you, Green Line. You got good value in return. I mean, it's not a dandy donut, but we'll take the Krispy Kreme. Will a light ever go on Channing Tindall's head? I hope Weaver is able to use him. Well, guess what, Lenny? Last chance. Last chance for him. Okay? Last chance. So Dolphins, by the way, have been granted marketing rights to 3 new countries, Argentina, Colombia, and Mexico. So they were already in the UK, Spain, and Brazil. So now they got Argentina, Colombia, and Mexico. How about that? So they get to market there and get to increase their brand as the NFL becomes more international every day, every year, which is pretty cool. Marlins will start their season tomorrow against the Pirates at Marlins Park, by the way. Mitch Keller taking on Jesus Luzardo. It's not Marlins Park. It's called something, right? Isn't it? Doesn't it have a name? Doesn't it have like a sponsor? I think. By the way, Craig Mish reported that the Marlins. Oh, there you go. Lone Depot Park. That's right. It's Lone Depot Park. Craig Mish, by the way, reported that the Marlins today acquired relief pitcher Birch Smith from the Rays for cash considerations. I wish I could get inspired about the Marlins. I just cannot. Tre'Davious White signs a 1-year deal with the Rams. He's coming back from a torn Achilles tendon. It's base value $8.5 million, can be worth up to $10 million. Good player, but obviously coming back from the torn Achilles, he couldn't get a multi-year deal out there. So it's kind of one of those prove you're back and you're healthy, and then you'll get a multi-year deal from somebody. By the way, where is Bitcoin right now? And Ray Martinez, thank you for making the Bitcoin donation. Not only did you make a Bitcoin donation, my man, okay, but you made it at 69,852. That was the exchange rate you got when you donated it, and we were at 73.7. So you ended up making a donation on the dip. You are a freaking stud, bro. Okay? I appreciate you immensely because you already sent Bitcoin and it's going to grow forever. So my daughter thanks you because she'll probably end up with my Bitcoin when it's all said and done. So, but anyway, thank you, Ray. It's very kind of you. Very nice of you to send it in. And he says, let's go. So appreciate it. You guys can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And like Ray, you can make a Bitcoin donation. And we always appreciate it. Cash App or Venmo. Nobody's made a Bitcoin donation yet on Venmo. That's the funny part. Everybody does it on Cash App, dude. Everybody. That is such a trip. So it just shows me that Cash App is so ahead of Venmo when it comes to Bitcoin. It's not even close. Oh, how ugly is it going to get between the Heat front office and Butler this offseason? I don't know. You tell me. Your guess is as good as mine. You know as much as I do, my brother. Will they fold like a cheap tent? If they don't, then it gets ugly, right? But you got to have some, cojones and say, yeah, there'll be no extension. That's all. So, what's going on here? Today, Skid Row and Eric Gronwald jointly announced that Eric will step down as the vocalist for Skid Row. Longtime friend Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm will be taking over vocal duties for the upcoming 4 concerts. Wow. How about that, dude? My buddy just sent me this. So Skid Row fires or whatever, they decide to part ways with their lead singer that took over for Sebastian Bach, which, to go see Skid Row without Sebastian Bach is But now you tell me Lizzie Hale's going to do those last 4 shows, which is super cool on her part, by the way. God, Lizzie Hale, I like her even more now. Okay. I'm a huge Hailstorm fan. Admire the shit out of Lizzie Hale. As I've said many times, if Pat Benatar and Joan Jett had a child and you put those genes together, it would be Lizzie Hale. Okay. And that is so cool that she's going to step in and fill in for Skid Row. I would love to just see that concert just because Lizzie is singing in one of those 4 shows. Oh, Andre Callender is the name. Thank you, Sean. Sean went and found the receiver for the fullback, right, which he caught balls and ran and everything. That was their best player on the team, Andre Callender. Yeah. Thank you, Sean. You're on top of it, dude. You're the best. Andre freaking Callender. That's crazy. Oh, did you get the Bitcoin I sent you on Venmo Tuesday evening? No. Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. I've never gotten any Bitcoin on Venmo. Ever. No, sir. I'm sorry. Apologize. Did you send it to Cash Big O Show? If you sent it to just, something else, because I always say Cash Big O Show. Cash Big O Show. Venmo or Cash App. All the same. So, no, sir, I did not. I apologize. I would be a very happy camper if you send me a little Bitcoin on Venmo. And thank you for attempting to send it or sending it. Make sure, because see if you get it back or something, because you sent it to somebody that doesn't deserve it. Mojo Donuts, bro, the real deal. Mojo Donuts is good. No doubt. I like Mojo Donuts. I'll take Dandy over Mojo, but yes, Mojo's excellent. Korn and Gojira are coming to town. Yes. Korn has announced their tour. I have it here. Let me do a little music and entertainment for you. I got a funny one, by the way. This is like really a tripped out one. But anyway, first of all, Korn has announced their tour. And where is it at? Here it is. They have announced their North American tour. They announced a one-night event in Los Angeles to celebrate their 30th anniversary of their self-titled album. And then, which will be March 26th. And then the band is hitting the road with Gojira and Spirit Box this September and October on a trek that includes headlining a spot at Louder Than Life Festival on September 29th, and the special LA show on October 5th, which will also feature performances by Evanescence, Darren Malakian, and Scars on Broadway, and Vended. They will be here in Tampa September 12th. And September 12th, let me make sure. With Gojira and Spirit Box, both. And then in West Palm Beach, September 14th. Okay? Newark, New Jersey, September 23rd. Toronto, September 25th. I'm going to read a couple of them. September 28th, Chicago. October 3rd, Phoenix. October 5th, Los Angeles. October 13th, Salt Lake City. San Antonio, October 21st. Houston, October 20th. So there you go. Those are some of the dates for Korn. If you're a Korn fan. I'm not a Gojira guy. I don't really give a shit about Gojira. So I probably will be relaxing outside of, somewhere, not sitting in the stands watching Gojira. I'm not really into screamers. Screamers don't impress me. Rebel Wilson. Do you guys know Rebel Wilson? The actress? Well, she claims, Sacha Baron Cohen, right? So she claims that Sacha Baron Cohen asked her to stick her finger up his butt while he was stripping nude during the movie The Brothers Grimsby. The Australian actress, 44, has been making explosive claims about her experience with the British star, 52, in her new memoir, Rebel Rising, branding him an asshole. Rebel now claimed that she had an uncomfortable experience while filming the 2016 comedy, claims which Sacha has said are false and contradictory by evidence, and shared details in new excerpts from her biography. She played the role of his character, Nobby's girlfriend, Dawn. In the passage obtained by People magazine, Rebel had alleged that Sacha would repeatedly ask her to strip off for scenes despite her no nudity rule. He says the most shocking allegation is that he requested she stick her finger up his butt because he thought it would make a funny scene in the film. Rebel writes, "It felt like every time I'd speak to Sacha, he'd mentioned that he wanted me to go naked in a future scene, and I was like, I don't do nudity, Sacha." Rebel claimed that she was allegedly summoned by the product assistant for an additional scene while shooting in Cape Town, South Africa. Rebel says, "Okay, well, we're going to film this extra scene," Sacha says. Then he pulls down his pants and matter-of-factly, "Okay, now I want you to stick your finger up my ass." And I'm like, what? No. Sacha, by the way, strongly denies ever mistreating Rebel or pressuring her to be naked in the film. Who you believe in? Right? I believe Rebel by a mile. Sacha, that's probably him. Yes. And by the way, why would she make that stuff up? To sell a couple of extra books? Does she no, dude? Lots of people were, you find out as time goes on, some people worked on a film and they had a terrible experience with an actor, actress, whatever, because they found out that this actor, actress is a first-class jerk. And Sacha Baron Cohen looks exactly like she describes him. Exactly. I mean, to the T. Sean, I know you're depressed. I know you're hurting right now. So am I, because we did not win the Mega Millions, unfortunately. So the Mega Millions went off yesterday, and somebody ended up winning over $1 billion. That's crazy. A single ticket sold in New Jersey won $1.13 billion in Mega Millions drawings on Tuesday. According to the game's website, the jackpot was the 5th largest in the game's history and 8th largest in U.S. history. The winning numbers were 7, 11, 22, 29, and 38. The gold ball number was 4. So we lose. Sean, we don't get to retire. Okay? That's all. Let's go with birthdays today. All right? Today is March 27th. Halle Bailey, R&B singer, is 24. Mariah Carey is 55. Jessie J, Domino, right? I think is that song of hers or something like that. Jessie J is 36. She's pretty good, actually, Jessie J. Fergie, 49. Nathan Fillion, TV actor, is 53. Quentin Tarantino is 61. Kimbra, pop singer, 34. The only reason I know her is someone I used to know, whatever that song, because it's whatever featuring Kimbra, right? So that's the only reason I know her from that song. What else? And Buster Posey is 37 years old today. Polly Peretti, she is 51. She is from CSI. NCSI, I'm sorry. For those of you that watch that. Okay. And there you go. All righty. And we go to music history now. That's our next stop. What happened today on March 27th? Will they find P. Diddy on March 27th? And then next year they found P. Diddy. In 1986, on this date in Shreveport, Louisiana, Sammy Hagar played his first gig with Van Halen as part of their 112-date North American tour. In 1981, on this date, AC/DC released their album Dirty Deeds, Done the Cheap. Dirty Deeds and Done the Cheap. Ow! In 79, Eric Clapton married George Harrison's ex-wife, Patty Boyd, in Tucson, Arizona. In 84, Metallica made their UK debut with a gig at London's Marquee. In 87, U2 performed on the roof of a downtown LA store and made a video where the streets have no name. It brought traffic to a standstill and attracted thousands of spectators. Police eventually had to shut the shoot down, which you can see the video. And I've driven by that supermarket while I'm in LA. In 65, Jeff Beck replaced Eric Clapton in the Yardbirds. Stud for stud. In 2007, Scott Whelan's wife was arrested on suspicion of burning over $10,000 worth of his belongings outside their Southern California home. When police arrived, they found a bin of smoldering clothes. Earlier in the day, the couple left 2 rooms at a luxury hotel vandalized following an argument. Rock and roll, baby. It's all about rock and roll. Rock and roll. All right. What do we have going on? Let's see. Yes, sir, Sean.
Joe Shad just X'd out or tweeted out, whatever the heck you want to call it. The Dolphins' initial line by DraftKings is 10.5 wins for 2024. The odds, if you want to go with under, is -145. If you want to go over, it's +125.
It's interesting because what was the narrative by a lot of people? Well, the Dolphins are going to take a step back. The Dolphins are going to take a step back. And what did I say? How do you know that? They got to be healthy at the end of the year, right? They haven't been healthy the last 2 years. Well, they would have been a lot better. So just health alone at the end of the year, they would be better than the last 2 years. And how do you know the players they added aren't going to make the team better? And how do you know the drafts and the undrafted and improvement from within? I love how, you just throw that out there because they want to get you into panic. It's a lot easier to give you negative shit. So I'm the guy that sits here and says, no. I'm not telling you they're going to be great, but this whole thing that they're going to be worse. So Vegas has had them at 8.5 and 9.5 wins the last 2 years. So now they got them at 10.5. It's interesting how Vegas, who usually has it more right than any of your media that you're following, they have them better. Wow. Interesting. Kind of contradicts what everybody wants to sell you. You know, it's really easy to tell you Tua can't stay healthy. Tua can't stay healthy. Tua can't stay healthy. He's just concussion prone. Did we do that here? No, because it's really easy to sensationalize it and just be lazy and say, yeah, no, Tua can't do this. He can't be. No. Had nothing to do with that. Had to do with him holding the ball. But that doesn't sell papers. That doesn't get you a ton of hits on YouTube. Talking sense to people saying, no, it has nothing to do with that. No, he's holding on to the ball too long. Sensationalism sells, folks. So it's better to tell you, hey, they're going to, no, the Dolphins are going to take a step back. Really, genius? That's really smart. Because simply just the injuries alone, they take a step forward. Last time I checked, we had 3 geriatric linebackers playing in the playoffs. 3 guys that were probably on walkers before they got into the locker room. Hook, line, and sinker. It's what they're doing like 70% of the time, dude. Because they're stuck on one subject and they have to like reach for shit. We don't have to reach for shit here. Just don't. I'm surprised he didn't ask her for the whole fist to be in there, honest. Look up Sasha's mosque prank on the people of Kingman, Arizona. Oh, my God, so funny. Yeah, he does some crazy shit, dude. Jules said, I met a drunk prince of Dubai at the Hard Rock Casino, told me he got $8,500 a month for whatever he did. Also played craps with P. Diddy out in Vegas one night after the breakup with J-Lo. There you go. And when the Heat do not give an extension, the player will play even less with game day ailments. Yeah, but get out of it, bro. Get out of it. Get out of that contract. You've got to get out of that contract with Jimmy. You got to play these last 2 years out and just get the hell out. Orlando, best concert venue in the East Coast that I've been to. Okay? Because it's not the best. Because I haven't been to all venues. Madison Square Garden as an arena. I'm going to go with Jesus Christ, what's the name of this place right here in downtown Miami? It used to be called the Gusman. Now we call it it's an old theater. The acoustics there are just absolutely perfect. Saw Joe Jackson and Kraftwerk there the last few years. I forgot the name of it. The Olympia Theater. The Olympia Theater. On the East Coast, I'm going to go definitely Madison Square Garden. Oh my God. That's the best arena. That one in the LA Forum that I've been to. Okay. And then I'm going to go Providence. Concert Hall. Here it is. That's the one. What's the name of that one? The Performance Arts Center. That's it. The Performance Arts Center in Providence is another one that it's a classic theater. kind of that old what's it called? The Victorian type style, wood, gold, all that kind of stuff. Just impeccable. All right. And the acoustics in that place. I saw Elvis Costello there. We drove to it. That is one of the best acoustic theaters that I've ever been to in my life. So I would go with Olympia, and the Olympia and that one are kind of the same. They're fantastic. And then I would go, obviously, number one, if we're going to go arena, I'm going to go Madison Square Garden, because, see, the Forum and the Madison Square Garden are two arenas that they engineered for music. Most arenas are not engineered for music. They put some stuff so it doesn't bounce around and all that kind of stuff, but it's not really engineered for music. It's engineered for a sporting event. So it's not really engineered for music. Now, you go to Madison Square Garden and you go look at the roof and look at everything. It is engineered for music. You can hold any kind of event in there, but music is impeccable at Madison Square. And this is not a New York thing, because I'm not a New Yorker or anything like that. I call shit like I see it. Okay, so anytime you see a New Yorker brag about Madison Square Garden, they can brag about Madison Square Garden. Okay, because the place is freaking phenomenal. The greatest second floor in the history of arenas is Madison Square Garden. It's the closest to the court, which makes it closest to the stage that I've ever seen. I've never seen a second floor closer to the arena or to the floor, to the stage than Madison Square Garden. Okay, I saw U2 there a couple times, and it's just phenomenal. So Olympia Theater here, the what is it called again? The Performance Arts Center. What is it? Performing Arts Center in Providence. Those would be my top three on the East Coast. West Coast, I'm going to go with the LA Forum that I've been to. Okay, and Red Rocks. Red Rocks is Jesus. Let's see. I'm with Matt. Matt should be the second QB drafted. Green Line says Orlando, best concert venue in the East Coast. Oh, I got that one. Okay, right. Kimbra was in that song. Yes, that's what I said. Yes.
Oh, you forgot about the Sphere.
Oh, yeah. Forgot. That's right. Yeah, the greatest venue right now on planet Earth that I've seen audio-wise, period, is the Sphere. Yeah, that's true. The Sphere has the best audio. That's right. I forgot about that. It's not even close. Yeah, cleanest audio I've ever heard in my life. It's just so beautiful. So, yeah. Stone Pony, Asbury Park. I've been there. I haven't been for a concert because I went out there when I saw Korn. It's interesting. We talked about Korn. I went to see Korn, Stone Sour, Chevelle, and Skillet. And it was at the PNC Amphitheater or something, which is about a half hour away from Asbury Park. And my buddy and I said, hey, we got to go to Asbury Park. I mean, what the hell, even though we're not going for a concert. So I went, I bought a t-shirt and went to check it out. And it's on my bucket list. I have to go. But I went to Asbury. I walked in there. I'm going to question you on the acoustics there. I'm going to go to it and I'll check out a concert, but I have a hard time believing that Asbury Park is going to have better acoustics than the Olympia Theater. I have a hard time believing that. Hard time believing that in a big time way. The Kravis Center up in Palm Beach, by the way, deserves a lot of love. And let me tell you something. I know you don't go to a lot of concerts there because they don't bring a lot of concerts there. But the Adrian Arts Center, the acoustic, I saw Shaka Khan there, and the acoustics there are impeccable also. So I got to give them love. The Parker Playhouse is fantastic. It's a lot of good places. Big O, are the Bitcoin ETFs worth investigating? Is it better to own the asset? It's always better to own the asset. Own the asset, bro. because in the ETF you don't own the asset. And then when you cash out, they pay you off, but they don't give you the Bitcoin. So, you know what I mean? Now, if you're only in for, some run, get the ETF and that's it. And cash out. But if you really want to hold it because it's only going to go up perpetually, and it might be, it might be 100,000, 150,000 this year, and then next year it's 250, and then the year after that's $500,000. So it's up to you how long you want to hold it. It's up to you. There's only a finite amount, and we're going to get to the point where we're already. I mean, we're at 70,000. That's not a joke. So for the people that were, Bitcoin's going to go down when it's at 60 and when it's at 16 and at 20 and at 25 and 30. And by now, if you're still saying that, you're insane. You're just doing shit to feed yourself misinformation. So it's always better to own the asset, and please get a cold storage wallet. So you buy it on an exchange and you move it to a cold storage wallet. Okay. So there you go. Whoever won that Mega Million New Jersey better hope that their state allows him or her to stay anonymous, because they will meet family members they never knew existed. You are correct, sir. You are correct. Well, I gave you some local concert venues. I want to see Pearl Jam at Fenway, right? That's cool. I would like to see that too myself. Carolina Theater in Durham. Oh, yeah. Yes, it was very good. I went there with Pat. We saw a crowded house there. It did sound great. You are correct. Evan says, stacking sats for eternity. You're a smart man. You're a smart man. With the new kickoff rules, I can see a lot of teams searching for the next Devin Hester. Yeah, definitely. You should have a returner. For wrestling fans, home of Bam Bam Bigelow is Asbury Park. Okay. The new theater in D.C. is incredible acoustic, says Green Lion. Well, maybe one day I will test it out. Also, Boardwalk Hall, Asbury Park. Okay. SPAC in Saratoga Springs, New York. SPAC okay, I see. Okay, so it's like kind of the other pack. Is that like an amphitheater? Is that what it is? That's what it sounds like. And Saratoga Springs, is that like Saratoga, like where the horses are at and all that? So we're going to run into Parcells? Ugh. That's not good. Running into Parcells? Yeah. That no goo, man. That no goo. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Alan Blanco and the great people at 3A Graphics. If you need custom printing and embroidery, please call Alan. Tell him that Big O sent you. 786-618-1443. You need new uniforms, shirts, hats, magnets, cups, whatever it is you need for your business, your club, your fantasy league. Call 3A Graphics sports calendar, man. Maybe your school uniforms, whatever it is, 3A Graphics can handle it. 786-618-1443. Bruins beat the Panthers last night 4-3. Tomorrow they will take on the Islanders. Warriors beat the Heat 113-92. Friday they take on Portland. And congratulations to Nova Southeastern University. They defeat Southern New Hampshire 68-60 to make it to the Final Four of the NCAA Division II National Championship. They will take on California University of San Bernardino on Thursday at 2:00 at the Ford Center in Evansville. And you can catch it on CBS Sports. So cheer on NSU. Saturday, by the way, Inter is back in action to take on NYC at Chase Stadium. 7:30 will be game time. That's your 3A Graphics sports calendar. I give Malcolm Butler a lot of credit. Okay? And I'm not giving him credit for getting drunk. I'm not giving him any credit for driving while drunk. he's a dumbass for that because he put everyone at risk around him. So I am not going to do that whatsoever because he's an idiot overall, right? But I am going to credit him for this. The cornerback and hero of Super Bowl 49, they got to throw that in, was arrested for allegedly drunk driving in North Providence. Butler was charged with driving under the influence of liquor, refusing a chemical test, and stopping at a prohibited intersection. According to North Providence police report, Butler's white Mercedes-Benz, the E300, was parked in the westbound lane of Mineral Spring Avenue, blocking traffic just before 3:30 a.m. Officers conducted a traffic stop where Butler allegedly informed them he was coming from a studio in Providence where he was making music. Police say there was a strong odor of alcohol in his breath. His speech was slurred, and his eyes were severely bloodshot. When asked if he had any alcoholic beverages before the stop, Butler told the officer, "Just take me to jail." I love that, bro. I hate the guy that said, "What? I didn't foul? What are you talking about?" And meanwhile, it's like Draymond Green choking Patty Mills and shit. You know, what are you talking about? And I didn't hold. And, you know, you've got like his entire leg and you're stopping him from trying to make a tackle or something. Yeah, we see this all the time. Players complain about shit they did, but they're trying to tell the referee they didn't when the referee and the rest of us saw that you did it. You know, and the last thing is, you know, they stop you. Well, what happened was, you know, and you start making all these excuses. No excuses. No bullshit. I'm guilty. Just take me to... Bro, you smell it on me, right? Right? I stink of alcohol, right? I guess it's not that slurred. I guess he's not that drunk. I'm parked in an intersection at 3:30 in the morning because I can't move anymore. So he's at least he wasn't drunk enough to say, "No, I only had one drink. Just one tiny drink. Just I had a sip." No, you didn't do that. No. Just take me to jail, bro. I know I effed up. I'm guilty. I'm drunk as a skunk. Yeah, I smell worse than that bum that's there on the corner. Yeah. Just cuff me, bro. Just cuff me. Mad props, bro. Just, you know, you screwed up already. You're an F up. You got behind the wheel. You got money. You could have gotten an Uber. You chose not to. You didn't fight with the guy. You didn't argue with him. Bro, just take me to jail. Love it. Love it. Respect. Okay? I'll give him a little props for that, you know? It disgusts me that he was driving drunk like that, but at least he's not like some of those other people. No, I'm not drunk. No. What are you talking about, man? No. What? Why are you moving? Huh? Stop moving, officer. You know, no, it's not none of that. So it's cool. It's good. Malcolm Butler, nice job by you. Let's see. What else do we have? Saratoga Performance Arts Center. Okay. Dirty Deeds is my 18-month-old favorite song right now. Sings it everywhere. It's a catchy song. The guitar, the riff of it, and obviously the lyrics, man. Super catchy. Super catchy. All right. We thank Matt Verderam as always. We thank all of you for tuning in. Those of you that sent in a super chat, thank you. Cash App or Venmo, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. You can send a Cash App or Venmo anytime. You can make a Bitcoin donation like Ray Martinez did today. Thank you, sir, very much. Very generous. We appreciate it. As always, we thank Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend that masters this entire program. We shall see you tomorrow in the afternoon. Remember, we're at Hialeah Park, so we'll see you around 3:30 in the afternoon. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a great one.